Alright guys, wanting to record a really quick video today on just the breath. This comes from talking with the senseis from actually another martial art who I was around the other day, and he's very experienced, and we were talking about breath control and the arousal in mental, and I found this to be a great concept, something that it was right up my alley in terms of wanting to understand. But what became apparent for me was how much I'm not using that. So firstly, I know about breath. So the one thing that I quickly wanted to jump into was that, to give you an idea, with my background in nursing intensive care, I'm used to running a ventilator, so I understand breath and breath awareness. Breath and how that works within our body. That's on the physical level, and when we're breathing, we change the pressures within our lung space, within our chest walls. Now, why is this relevant? This is relevant because how we use our lungs gives us air which comes in that helps to free us of all the waste, the particles throughout our body. It oxygenates our muscles. It helps us with longevity. So if we're wanting to have sustained activity, sustained motion while we're either sparring or in an event where you are having to defend yourself, you're needing to make sure that your muscles at all times have plenty of fuel and is getting rid of those waste products. So therefore, one of the ways that our body does it and helps to do that, which is our anaerobic system, and our anaerobic system works from our breath. So this is about how we breathe. So in this session, what I wanted to quickly talk to you guys about was this breath awareness. And we can use breath awareness to help clear these particles, which I was just talking about through whether or not it's aerobic or anaerobic. I'm sure you've all heard about it. The other side is how we're using that to keep our mind under control. And when you become aware of your breath, you're able to focus on it and help your mind get a little bit more under control. I have no idea what was going on with that recording. When we're able to take control and bring that arousal process into a more stable environment, or when we're able to think a lot clearer, we're able to act, plan, and do what we need to do. And so whilst I was talking to this person, he reminded me of how is it that when you're with someone and you can see they have that anxious state, they're anxious, they have fear that going on moving forward, what are they actually doing in that moment? And if you have a watch, and if you watch someone, you'll see their minds ticking over. They can get quite very fixated, but they're also just breathing here through this upper chest region. They're not pushing down deeper into our lungs. They're not pushing down deep into filling that lower cavity space that is the lower regions of our lungs. And when we're not doing that, we are going we're having to take short, we're having to take sharp breaths, and that's not really clearing that lactic acid through our body. That's causing a stimulation in our mind, and it's helping to keep it into a hyperactive state. When we're able to take control, when we're actually able to focus onto our breath, we're able to use a lot more of our mind. We're able to see a lot more things. We're able to have control, and not having a mind attached to anything and being able to see everything is amazing. And that's what you need when you're doing things like Jiu-jitsu. And for me, when I was with sparring, so I took this into it, and before each round or after there was a submission, and then we're having to get back into it because the round's still going, we were able to I was able to just stop before I do the bump fists, and as we're going into that, I was able to just have those deep breaths, begin to clear some of that lactic acid and calm my mind before I would go into that next session. So I'm inviting you guys today to do that same thing, inviting you to go and take that second to stop and begin to be more conscious of your breathing and breathe deep down into your lungs, versus the shallow unconscious breathing, which is a reflection of that anxiety or that stress or those moments before you're about to go into that situation. So I hope that was helpful. I will catch you guys a bit later.